this is something I've been thinking about doing for a while now, either a blog or some kind of video, just to explain something that is very important to me and something that is a part of my life that I once found it embarrassing. So I don't usually talk about it. However, there comes a time where you've just got to embrace it, and this is definitely made me who I am today. And I feel if this hadn't have happened to me, I wouldn't be where I am now, feeling how I do and being the person that I am. So basically, a couple of years ago, I went into hospital. I was quite critically ill. I had a blood clot that was 2 centimetres from my heart right down to my right ankle. The doctors was going to send me home, said just take some paracetamol painkillers, and to basically just get on with things. But I wasn't quite satisfied with how they'd treated me and how they listened to me. And at 17, you should never feel like that anyway. Well, no matter what age you are, you should never feel like that. So I asked them to scan me again in the place where I felt the pain, not where they thought the pain was, where I actually felt the pain. And that's when they found shadows in my veins. But over the weekend, there was no operation for me. They just said there was nothing they can really do. I started having heparin injections, which is a type of blood thinner, into my stomach just to stop the blood clot from rising to my heart, with it being so close anyway. They didn't want it to reach my heart because then it would cause complications. So the doctor actually left to do another case, and left this other guy in charge. And this is the man that I owe my entire life to. He is absolutely amazing. He truly cares for anyone in his care, and he did everything he possibly could to save me. He took my case to a board of directors and basically said that we need to give this 17-year-old girl the best quality of life. I have kids myself, and I wouldn't want my kid going through that, so he wanted to help me. That's what he basically said. And the next day he came to me with an operation. I won't describe the operation, but it was basically to remove the blood clot through some machines that got brought in from up and down the country by a team of doctors. I think people was from Ireland flew over. I had 15 surgeons, about 6 nurses, an anaesthetist, a photographer. I had so many people in the operation with me that I was awake for. They didn't want to put me to sleep because anaesthetic can cause more blood clots. However, in the end, they actually knocked me out with ketamine. So it was just too painful. I felt absolutely everything. So they put me to sleep. And about 6 hours later, I woke up, still in the operating room. There was a few complications, typical me. I went after my operation to intensive care. I had Flotrons, and I had heparin being pumped in and out of my legs and through my groin. I developed hematoma in my arm, through to being starved and not having fluid in me. So when they came to take my blood, they couldn't find my veins. So I was in a lot of pain, and my blood was being checked every 15 minutes to 30 minutes just to make sure there was no clotting. And over the weekend, they had to change the sheaths in my legs. Because they was clogging up, the heparin was clogging up in one of them. So they changed them, and then on the Sunday they took them out. I was covered, I was black and blue from bruising. And on Monday they said, you need to walk. And I just cried because I'd not walked for the past week and a half. And considering that I dance, it was probably the longest time that I'd not actually been up on my feet for. But yeah, basically they said, you've got to walk or you're not going home. So I got up out of bed, used the crutches, and I forced myself to walk because this was 2 weeks before Christmas. So I wanted to be home with my family for Christmas. So as you do, you get on with it. I go home. Just before Christmas, I went in with a bit of pain here. They just said, that's normal. If it carries on, come back and see us. But on the 6th of January, I was to have another operation to take out the IVC filter, intravenous filter that was to stop any kind of blood clot rising after my operation. But on the operating table in January, I found out that it was actually stuck. It had pierced through the vein in my chest and it was slowly flattening out kind of this way. But yeah, that was stuck. So that was meant to be a 20-minute operation just to go in my neck, just here. I have a little scar. Go through the muscle in my chest, down the vein, and just to hook it out like hook a duck. But they managed to hook it, but they just couldn't pull it out. So yeah, that was now in there. And 2 hours later, I said, can you please stop? I was awake again, and I said, can you please stop? Because it was causing me so much pain. So they stopped. I went home that night. I was vomiting and I was scared to go to sleep because I'm going to cry, because you don't know I didn't know if I was going to wake up without a machine to tell my mum if I was actually alive or dead. But anyway, later having blood tests, basically they found that I have a gene mutation which only happens in a few % of people, where my chromosomes from either my mum or my dad were damaged, and it just causes my blood to thicken. So combined with the tablets that I was on, hence why I got the blood clot. But yeah, so I'm on blood thinning tablets for life. Things like pregnancy and later on in life, starting a family and things, I have to ask permission off the hospital. My medication has to change. But yeah, I try not to get upset, but I feel like talking about it helps, but it still gets to me, even to this day. And this summer, I actually found out that one of the stems even, it's actually broken off of my filter. So I have a flat filter in my chest and a little prong is around here somewhere. Which, whilst I was looking for that, they actually found out that I have a cyst on my ovary at the same time. So they basically said that this prong could work its way into my gut, or it could hit a nerve, or it could go anywhere. And until it does, that's when they can do something about it. Until then, I just have to basically sit tight. But considering that I was in a wheelchair, I had to learn how to walk again, and I still did my A-levels. I had to do them in a hospital bed. My temperature was above 40, and I was bruised. I was hooked up to machines, and I still did my A-levels, and I still passed, and I got into university in the year that I should have done, with people my age, and my friends and family have been the ones that probably pushed me through it, because if it wasn't for them, I'd have fallen apart. Like, people that know me, when I stress or when I'm under pressure, I crack. So but yeah, this isn't my bedroom at home, this is currently my room in Norway, where I'm studying for the next 6 months. So I'm at university doing what I wanted to do. I'm in Norway doing something that I absolutely love. But if it wasn't for the doctor that actually put time and effort into me, I wouldn't be sat here now with a kind of a smile on my face, minus the tears. but yeah, that's just something I wanted to get off my chest. So you can, I've had so many people talk to me about what happened to me and about my story. So if you do know anyone that wants to message me, feel free. Share this video. Like, I just want people to know that, because I thought there was always me and I was alone, until you realise that there are other people out there that not so much have the same thing as you or something worse, because there is always someone in a worse position than yourself. However, this was my journey and my story, and this is something that I cherish, because no one should have to go through it, but many people do. So I know I'm not alone in this situation, but if anyone does want to message me, that's absolutely fine. You can, obviously there's my YouTube channel, which is just Emily Day, it's spelled D-E-Y, or there's my Facebook, you can message me on there, or my Instagram. It's absolutely fine. People can message me, or you can share it, or friends of friends, feel free to ask me anything about my story, because 2 years on, 2 years, I feel strong for who I am. I feel good for who I am. I'm definitely proud of who I am, and yeah, that's my story. So yeah, that's that, which I feel better now for talking about it. So thanks for watching it. It's a bit long-winded, but yeah, so thanks guys.